This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Hey, what's up? It's Mario Lopez. Back to school is an exciting time, but it can also be overwhelming, and kids may feel isolated, a vulnerability that human traffickers can exploit. Human trafficking doesn't always look like what you expect. Everyday moments can become opportunities for someone with bad intentions. Whether you're a parent, teacher, coach, or neighbor, check in, ask questions, stay connected. Blue Campaign is a national awareness initiative that provides resources to help recognize suspected instances of human trafficking. Learn the signs and how to report at dhs.gov/Blue Campaign.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
It's finally happened. Your kid could be part of the first generation to never suffer the rough touch of toilet paper on their tender tush. All thanks to new flushable Little Dude wipes, available in bubble bum scent or fragrance-free. Because we know little butts can make a big mess, but with Little Dude wipes, you can keep your kid's keister clean without the burn and debris toilet paper can leave behind on their behinds. Experience the confident clean of Little Dude wipes, available exclusively at Walmart nationwide.
Pack your bags. The Power Trip Morning Show is taking over Vegas October 23rd through the 26th, live from Tom's Watch Bar with two huge football watch parties. And the best part, you do Vegas your way.
Oh, yeah.
Stay where you want, fly how you want, and party with us in Sin City. Don't miss out. Get all the details at KFAN.com/Vegas.
Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Sorry about that scream there. Just this song seemed to call for it at that moment.
Sure, I kind of liked it.
Away. I'm Comedy's 10 to be the legendary
Metallica
and Megadeth and Five Finger Deathlock. No, what was the name of that? Five Finger Mega Jam?
I don't remember.
I don't remember what it was. Legendary Mark Rosen here as well. Robert Redford, the actor and director who sailed to Hollywood stardom with turns in classics such as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and All the President's Men, and invigorated American independent cinema as the founder of the organization behind the Sundance Film Festival, died this morning at age 89. Redford was best known as a go-to leading man of the late 1960s and 70s, instantly recognizable for his windswept hair, and widely beloved for his easy charisma. But he was also an accomplished filmmaker, committed political activist, and culture-shaping entrepreneur. One of your favorites.
Absolutely. I mean, what struck me today when I read about it this morning, and it all, some of those deaths hit you harder than others. But
did this one?
Yeah, it did.
Did it waylay you?
Not waylay me, but I didn't realize he was 89. I mean, I thought he was 88. I thought he was like in his 70s. Oh. I really lost track. And it's interesting because I was watching the one he narrated the other day, River runs through it. I was watching Ordinary People, which he won the Academy Award for directing for. Mm-hmm. So movies he wasn't even in.
Right.
To say nothing of his astonishing catalog. And all I can say for using the air quotes for the kids out there, if you haven't seen Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, if you haven't seen The Sting, in particular, if you haven't seen All the President's Men, where he starred as Bob Woodward, along with Dustin Hoffman, just an incredible movie about the real-life story of Watergate. Phenomenal acting, 3 Days of the Condor. You can literally go on and on and on. I mean, his legacy, and then, of course, starting in his paying homage to independent filmmakers for starting the Sundance Film Festival speaks for itself, and that's where he passed away in Utah. Yeah, it did hit me, I got to admit, because the way we were. I mean, all the movies that I loved watching him in. The Sting, maybe my favorite. The Natural. I mean, just And he did all his, I saw an interview with the director, and he said that was him swinging the bat, and he was a good athlete, really good athlete.
Well, as a kid, all he cared about was sports and arts.
Right.
He admitted he was not a good student at all.
Yeah.
Which he and I are very much alike.
Very much. You Redford-like.
I was not a very good student. I liked the arts and athletics, and I've got windswept hair and very charismatic. I mean, I think I'm a lot like Robert Redford.
Yeah, you might be his doppelganger. Yeah, it did hit me because I so enjoyed everything he did. He was even an old, well, it speaks for itself. It's kind of repetitive, old Twilight Zone episode, but one of the first appearances I think he had in his incredible career was, I think he played like Death or whatever it might be. In a classic Twilight Zone episode Robert Redford was in before he became famous, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those bigger than life stars, but did it, kind of did it his way and then accomplished a lot, not just in front of the camera, but behind the camera, especially with a searing, movie like Ordinary People with Mary Tyler Moore playing a role that would have ever imagined that Mary Tyler Moore.
It was much more dramatic.
Oh, it was painful. She was an evil person in that movie. Yeah. But he directed that and won the Academy Award for it.
I think he won 2 Academy Awards, but I don't ever think he won one for acting.
I don't think he did.
He won some Golden Globes for that, I think, but he never won one for his acting. Yeah. He had numerous roles, hundreds of different roles.
Yeah.
And he had some classic movie lines in them. We've got a couple of them for you. Play this first one. Here we go.
Well, let's test the cliche. Suppose I were to offer you $1 million for one night with your wife.
Huh.
Yeah, baby. I'd assume you're kidding. Let's pretend I'm not. What would you say?
He'd tell you to go to hell.
I didn't hear him. I tell you to go to hell.
Yeah, decent proposal.
Mm-hmm. Along with Woody Harrelson, and that was
Demi
Moore.
Yeah.
Of course, he took the money, and then he took the gal too.
Took the gal, and
yeah,
baby. Painful kind of dialogue between Woody and Demi after the fact, so to speak, and yeah, that was again, it wasn't one of his top 5 roles of all time, but it was certainly, again, just another example of the roles that he played.
Tend to be, you have another?
Yes.
Ready? No, we'll jump.
Oh, boy.
This is so good.
It's the best.
One of my favorite movies about it.
No, it'll be okay. The water's deep enough we don't get squished to death. They'll never follow us.
How do you know?
Would you make a jump like that you didn't have to?
I have to, and I'm not gonna.
Well, we got to, otherwise we're dead. They're just gonna have to go back down the same way they come. Come on.
Just one clear shot, that's all I want.
Come on. We got to.
Up. Get away from me.
Why?
I want to fight them.
They'll kill us.
Maybe.
You want to die?
Do you?
All right. I'll jump first.
No.
Then you jump first.
No, I said.
What's the matter with you?
I can't swim.
He forgot the last line, though.
And then they jump.
No, you forgot his favorite line, Newman's line.
Yeah.
The fall will kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to go like a minute and a half, so I cut it
that
off
was
there.
literally the next line.
That was really the next line.
But we're not celebrating Paul Newman.
Yeah.
No, I know, but that was the whole kicker to
Tenneby's
that
not
sequence.
A cinematic. Unless it's last.
You got to finish
Saved by
the line.
Bell.
Yeah.
If it's Saved by the Bell, Tenneby would.
Can't swim. The fall would
did you
kill
ever see? Have you ever seen Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid? Tenneby?
No, I have not.
Spectacular.
Oh, my.
And I know you've never seen.
That's why, I don't know what lines are iconic and which aren't.
And I know you never watched The Sting, and I encourage you to because it has one of the greatest poker scenes of all time.
It
4
is.
9s. It's so.
Yeah,
good.
it's so. Yeah.
When he lays down, when Lonigan lays down the cards and goes 4 9s.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Newman, and this isn't Redford's in the movie, but it's a Newman piece.
Right.
He's pretending he's drunk. And he throws down 4 jacks because this other guy, Lonigan, was a cheater, and he was going to take Newman for all of his money. And so he throws down the 4 9s with a big smile on his face, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, Newman goes, pretending he splashed himself with alcohol. He goes, I got 4 jacks. and Lonigan doesn't know what to do because his henchman's behind Newman, and he doesn't know what happened. Then the best part is they took Lonigan's wallet, so he starts checking for his breast pockets like this.
Right.
And next thing he goes, oh, so now not only are you a sore loser, but now you're not going to pay either. Right. It was so good.
Yeah, it was so well choreographed, and that's the thing. It was, when you have those ensemble casts like that, but Redford and Newman, led the way, and they were, they were perfect together. And that's what made, any movie they made together, Butch Cassidy, The Sting, just right in a row. That was 1973, The Sting, but. It did hit me this morning. He's 80, and when I finished, what a life.
And then my favorite line from any movie he's ever been in is this.
I know what you're thinking, Bunk. You're thinking, did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Now, to tell you the truth, I forgot myself in all this excitement. But being this is a .44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and will blow your head clean off, you've got to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
He had one left.
That was Jeremiah Johnson.
Yep, Jeremiah Johnson.
Famous movie
that's exactly right.
that Redford was in. Yeah.
Yep, just a terrific.
R.I.P. One of the greatest of all time. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yep.
Go back and watch. I was watching All the President's Men the other night. I don't know what it was. It was like a premonition, I guess, that for whatever reason, these movies run in cycles on cable once in a while. I'm always flipping through and
Turner Classic will probably
Classic.
They'll be doing a marathon, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would hope so. And you would be hard pressed not to. That would be a 24-hour loop if you want to watch that. All his great hits.
Let's do this. Let's take a break. Come back. Plenty to get to.
Yep.
Mark Rosen's 2 favorite football teams both fall by the wayside this past week, and we'll get into those and other topics as well here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's Mario Lopez. Back to school is an exciting time, but it can also be overwhelming, and kids may feel isolated, a vulnerability that human traffickers can exploit. Human trafficking doesn't always look like what you expect. Everyday moments can become opportunities for someone with bad intentions. Whether you're a parent, teacher, coach, or neighbor, check in, ask questions, stay connected. Blue Campaign is a national awareness initiative that provides resources to help recognize suspected instances of human trafficking. Learn the signs and how to report at dhs.gov/Blue Campaign.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
It's finally happened. Your kid could be part of the first generation to never suffer the rough touch of toilet paper on their tender tush. All thanks to new flushable Little Dude wipes, available in bubble bum scent or fragrance free. Because we know little butts can make a big mess, but with Little Dude wipes, you can keep your kid's keister clean without the burn and debris toilet paper can leave behind on their behinds. Experience the confident clean of Little Dude wipes, available exclusively at Walmart nationwide.
A treasure trove of bananas has been stolen, and it's up to Donkey Kong and his buddy Pauline to get them back. This unlikely duo is going on a world-smashing adventure, using DK's destructive abilities to explore an underground world, and the power of Pauline singing to activate wild transformations. Donkey Kong Bonanza, available now. Rated everyone 10 and up, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Game and system sold separately.
Aquarius Home Services has your shot at 4 tickets to see Green Bay take on the Purple in early January, plus $500 in game day cash. Register for your chance to win today on the KFAN contest page. That's KFAN.com/furnace to enter today.
Couple 13-14 pastime comedies. Tim B. Mark Rosen here as well. Just received a text message from the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. It says, It's from the 917. Do you know what area code that is, Mark?
I
The
do
917? It's from New York. It covers the 5 boroughs of New York.
Okay.
Can you name the 5 boroughs of New York?
No.
You can't. It's your favorite city.
I know. Doesn't mean Queens, Brooklyn.
Okay, Queens. No, hold on. Queens, Brooklyn. You got 2. There's 3 more.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I can't think of Manhattan.
Man, that's 3.
What am I missing here?
Well, they called them the Bombers.
Bronx.
Okay, and there's 1 more.
Harlem. No,
Staten Island.
Staten Island. Oh, of course, Staten Island.
So,
Anyway.
this one from the 917 says, my brother-in-law's private equity firm bought Sundance years ago. At his first dinner with Robert Redford in Utah, my highly nervous brother-in-law said, good evening, Mr. Redford. Robert simply responded, call me Bob. He was so down to earth. How about that? Just call me Bob.
I've heard that. I mean, yeah,
First time I saw you, when I was a janitor at WCCO Television back in 1980. I saw you there. I was in awe of all you people. You know, it was Pat Miles and Dave Moore and Bud Kraling and you and everybody. And I saw you and I said, hello, Mr. Rosen. You said, call me Fraud. Just call me Mark.
Yes. I was wearing my shorts.
You were wearing your flip-flops and your shorts along with a sport coat.
It was a day
shirt
like today, very much like today. It was 90 degrees out when I first met you. Yeah, that's I had heard that about Mr. Redford. I'll call him Mr. Redford.
What do you Aaron Rodgers would look pretty good in purple right now, wouldn't he? Well, that was not a good performance for any.
It was abysmal. So Muss and I, I do a little post-game bit with Muss. I just ran into him in the hallway, and we chat maybe 3 minutes after the game ends, waiting for either for Mr. Lieber to get to his interview or KOC to the podium. So I fill time with Muss, and we both came up with the first word I came up with. And I've watched all these games at obviously U.S. Bank and going back to whenever. It was abysmal, and the couple chances they had, that comedy of errors down by the goal line. They had a 1st and goal at the 2, and then
fake pitch, ball slipped out of his hands, and then it was a couple of sacks. And,
delay a game. I don't know. That whole thing was just a hot mess. And then obviously McCarthy missing a wide open Jalen Naylor. It wasn't.
Bouncing Atlanta the one in front of Jefferson. That was that bounce pass.
Atlanta did everything in its power to keep the Vikings in that game. They were settling for field goals. Our old guy Parker Romo was kicked 5 field goals, and so it wasn't like Atlanta was blowing them out. It was the game was there for the taking, as they say, despite the fact that the Vikings were being completely outplayed. But I've never seen. I can't remember the last time I saw the kind of lack of execution at home in a game like that. So. It was bad. There's nothing else you can say. Everything about it. I mean, the injuries have obviously caught up with them. The key ones that they just haven't been able to overcome, and now they're missing Aaron Jones. The
center looks like he'll be. No, I don't know if he's in concussion protocol. There have been times players are in concussion protocol and play the next week, but oftentimes they miss.
I heard.
Did you hear anything?
KOC with. PA does his normal Tuesday thing. I was driving around after running some errands, and I did hear. It sounded like pretty good news about Andrew Van Ginkel. That apparently Van Ginkel had been passing all the medical protocols for the concussion. So it sounds as if Van Ginkel will be back. No word on Kelly yet. No word on Harrison Smith. Jones will be out. And then who else are we missing right now that missed the game? That was
Darisaw has been out since the beginning of the season, and no one's sure when he'll be back. And then Hitman's been out with a personal health issue.
Right. I don't think my sense from hearing everybody else talk about and that Darisaw won't be back until after the games in Europe. But
that's what my sources are.
Yeah, it's gone from watching him warm up at Soldier Field right before the game, and it sounded like it was going to be a game-time decision for the opener, to not playing, not really even, he was ruled out before the game last week, and that will likely happen again. But, you think back, it hasn't even been a year when Darisaw suffered. I was at that game in L.A. With my kid, and right in the end zone where Darisaw suffered the ACL injury. And a big guy like that, man, it can take a long time. It hasn't been a year. Normally, those are a year out kind of injuries. Now, granted, he doesn't have to cut and run with the ball, but you still want to have him to be at full speed. But It's really tough. You go, and then you miss another left tackle. I mean, Rouse may end up being the starter on Sunday against the Bengals. So yeah, there's been a slew of injuries, and they're still missing, C.J. Ham and good role players. And of course, I still think I can't undersell the loss of Jordan Addison for these first 3 games. I thought, man, they should have, in theory, have enough receivers, Jefferson and Hawkinson and Naylor. But Addison's connection, in particular, J.J. McCarthy, was evident at training camp, and it looks like he was really coming into his own. Now, if they can survive Sunday and then go on the road and really go on the road and go into Europe, and Addison will be back for those games against Pittsburgh and Cleveland, that'll be a big boost for Carson Wentz in particular, to have kind of that three-headed monster back out there. So I'm not writing the season off, far from it, but it was a very discouraging loss. I thought Atlanta came out with a great game plan, and this is not to excuse the defense, because Bijan Robinson damn near ran for a touchdown.
I'll debate that. I debated somebody, an emailer, when I said that I thought the Vikings defense played very well, and he said, you give up those kind of yards, that's not very well. But you can give up teams.
Give up yards.
Well, you give up yards between the 20s, but what did they do? The defense stopped them from scoring a touchdown until they let them score a touchdown. The defense, Bijan Robinson was a problem. Guess what? Other teams have good players.
They do.
Other teams have game plans. Sometimes it works. Guys are laying it on the line. Guys are in the training room. Sometimes it doesn't work. That defense came up with big stop after big stop and held them to field goals.
Punched the ball out.
Defense kept them in the game.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I was just talking about the setup. I wasn't suggesting that they were sieve-like, because they did. That's what I'm saying. Atlanta kept them in the game, and the Vikings defense did stiffen when they had to, for the most part. So it wasn't the biggest issue. And Eric Wilson made a tremendous play, knocking the ball out and forcing a fumble that the Vikings recovered. So there are missed opportunities, but you just never, normally you watch a game like that and you're sitting there going, okay, I know the Vikings are going to find a way to win this game. It's just going to happen. And it just never materialized. Match field goals. They got that. Look, the big play of the offense had the entire game really was McCarthy hitting Jefferson, and when it looked like they're going to run, maybe take a knee and run the clock out, knowing they're getting the ball to start the third quarter, hit him for a 50-yard pass. I went, wow. And then kicked a long field goal. Reichert kicked a long field goal, and they're down by 3 at the half. Here we go. Get the ball to start the third quarter.
You thought now it starts.
Yeah.
You were thinking 2-0. And then it would just be 3-0, 4-0. Well, then we would meet the Packers in November, and it would be somebody has always got to go to undefeated
weeks ago with you, I thought the Vikings needed to start the season 4-1. It's still achievable. I mean, I know it looks a little tougher right now, but Jake Browning coming in town, even though he beat the Vikings before.
It's a battle of the backups.
Then they're basically playing at a neutral field, not playing in Pittsburgh. They're playing in Dublin, and that's probably going to be more like a neutral field and facing their old buddy A-Raj. And then, of course, Cleveland is Cleveland. So, again, there's no gimmies, but, that should be a game with, at least knowing that
after they get back from Europe and after the bye, the schedule's tough.
But
they're all tough in the National Football League.
Well, it is. I looked at the Lions schedule. I looked at the Eagles.
What do you think of the Lions now, by the way? They miss Ben Johnson and
Well, let's have this discussion as we will next Tuesday morning.
They miss Ben Johnson had nothing to do with it.
Let's have this discussion next Tuesday after they play Baltimore.
Ben Johnson.
Let's have this discussion next Tuesday.
So you think losing Ben Johnson was really that much of a detriment? They put 52 points
on
up
the Bears.
Well, what did he say about the Vikings and barely putting up 20?
I'm not suggesting that the Vikings didn't lay an egg for the most part for 3 quarters.
They laid an egg.
Yeah, well, I mean, first game of the season, you don't know what you're going to get. But you're suggesting that the Lions are all the way back. If they beat Baltimore, I will tip my cap and say, man, I misjudged the Lions.
What I said was, everybody said they'll miss Ben Johnson. I said, not so fast. And then after the loss to the Packers, it was, they missed Ben Johnson. And I just was silent, didn't say a word. And then we find out it's because Green Bay's got a really good defense.
They do.
I mean, when McCarthy won his NFC Offensive Player of the Week award, you sure weren't talking about a bad Bears defense then.
Well,
you've changed
what I was
your
talking
tune.
about was I was surprised that he got the award for playing one good quarter.
Yeah, but we also we celebrated what a great performance. Well, but look at the defense he was playing the Bears defense.
I don't
you just
disagree.
said it. Well, you didn't at the time. None of you
but
did.
You're just
Here's what you're all
not
doing.
acknowledging the fact that the Lions play Baltimore next Monday night.
Guess what?
What do you think? I know you're going to take them in spread swing because you always do.
We're going to be knocking at their chamber door, my boy.
Good luck with that.
The Lions beat the Ravens on the roar. The roar has been restored.
Wow.
The roar has been restored.
No way.
The roar has been restored. I got another controversial question for Mark Rosen on the other side of the break. It's the command program on the van.
Hey, what's up? It's Mario Lopez. Back to school is an exciting time, but it can also be overwhelming, and kids may feel isolated, a vulnerability that human traffickers can exploit. Human trafficking doesn't always look like what you expect. Everyday moments can become opportunities for someone with bad intentions. Whether you're a parent, teacher, coach, or neighbor, check in, ask questions, stay connected. Blue Campaign is a national awareness initiative that provides resources to help recognize suspected instances of human trafficking. Learn the signs and how to report at dhs.gov/Blue Campaign.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? Business software is expensive, and when you buy software from lots of different companies, it's not only expensive, it gets confusing, slow to use, hard to integrate. Odoo solves that because all Odoo software is connected on a single affordable platform. Save money without missing out on the features you need. Odoo has no hidden costs and no limit on features or data. Odoo has over 60 apps available for any needs your business might have, all at no additional charge. Everything from websites to sales to inventory to accounting, all linked and talking to each other. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
It's finally happened. Your kid could be part of the first generation to never suffer the rough touch of toilet paper on their tender tush. All thanks to new flushable Little Dude wipes, available in bubble bum scent or fragrance free. Because we know little butts can make a big mess, but with Little Dude wipes, you can keep your kid's keister clean without the burn and debris toilet paper can leave behind on their behinds. Experience the confident clean of Little Dude wipes, available exclusively at Walmart nationwide.
A treasure trove of bananas has been stolen, and it's up to Donkey Kong and his buddy Pauline to get them back. This unlikely duo is going on a world-smashing adventure, using DK's destructive abilities to explore an underground world, and the power of Pauline singing to activate wild transformations. Donkey Kong Bonanza, available now. Rated everyone 10 and up, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Game and system sold separately.
Hey, did you miss us out at the State Fair? Well, you can shop all of our 2025 fair designs, including that Wheel of Topics t-shirt in the KFAN Pro Shop today. And be on the lookout for a few brand new variations as well. Secure your new KFAN swag today at KFAN.com/store.
Corey up at Max's on the Green, where that's in New London Spicer, where Sauce and I will start the 2025-2026 comedy season. We're calling it.
Oh, no.
Just a couple of pickpockets, the Petty Theft Tour. He sent a picture of Corey, has him in the Wheel of Topic t-shirt. So he made a visit to the fair. You can get tickets.
When is this now?
This is October 11th.
That's not that far away.
No. It's coming up real soon. Meat Sauce promises he has new material. He's been working on it.
Oh, are you?
Well, I have some new material, but mine changes all the time.
Right.
I mean, I add and I lose. I drop stuff, and I just told him. I said, Larry Mandela guy, he's going to open with his mono.
Right.
He does his 20 minutes as the MC. Then Sauce, you're supposed to do 35, and I'm supposed to do 35. I'm
He'll
tired
never
of
do
you
35.
doing 15 and me doing an hour and a half. It's just not going to work anymore. I've got 90 minutes material, only...
He's got to have a lot of dad, baby
You didn't let
material.
me do my punchline.
I'm sorry.
I've got 90 minutes of material, only 10 of it's funny, but I've got 90. Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
So now let me... There's a working theory out there, and tell me if you think there could be anything to this.
All right.
So abysmal, as you described it, perfect word, abysmal performance by J.J. McCarthy. Second start pros,
Whole offense.
Yeah, well, but he was really
was not good.
He was awful. No. I did not see during the game, maybe you saw that he was taped up on the sideline. I didn't know anything about it.
I honestly did not see that.
So KOC yesterday, during his news conference that we carried on this radio station, said McCarthy, ankle sprain, out for a week for sure. And there are some that have a theory, and I want to see if you think there could be any, what's the word I'm looking for?
Legitimacy?
Legitimacy to it, that if we were going into week 17 with the playoff spot on the line, it would be eat some dirt, rub a little Robitussin on it, you're playing. But because of the struggles, it's almost, and that struggle was absolutely abysmal. He was simply awful. That they're thinking maybe have him sit a week for sure. Just because it doesn't help that the ankle's bad anyway. Because if I do believe there is an ankle issue, but my guess is, and I don't know this for a fact, I'm just saying I think it's possible that what this is, it's a part performance benching, in that let's get his ankle a little better and let's let him sit back and take stock, because that was as bad a performance by a quarterback I've seen in the last 25 years. I
vehemently disagree.
Oh.
I don't think it is at all. I think, if anything, especially knowing the competition and knowing the fact that he didn't get any reps. Someone said, look, he missed all of last year. He's played 2 games this year. The man needs to be on a football field, getting more and more reps.
With the team, with as bad as he's been, and with the team at 1-1, and this is a team that's built to win.
But you knew he was going to have growing. Let me answer the question. You knew he was going to have growing pains. He did have an excellent fourth quarter. That's why he got NFC Player of the Week, which I still don't really understand, but that's beside the point. He played really well in the fourth quarter against a bad defense. I acknowledge that. Last week, there was very little to rally around during his time on the football field at home. But if anything, if you commit yourself, you commit as a head coach and as an organization to this young quarterback, the last thing he needs to do is sit on the bench in week 3 against an okay Bengals team, a good team at times, but you playing at home again. So in other words, if you bench him and put in Carson Wentz just for performance, you're making that decision already to bench your so-called franchise quarterback without letting him kind of work his way through these bumps and bruises, which pretty much everyone acknowledged was going to happen.
Growing pains. I think he's shrinking.
It doesn't matter, but I'm just saying you're not going to, if you bench him now.
Good line. I was kind of hoping.
I thought it was pretty good. If you bench him for performance after week 2, then what's the point of ever having him come back this year? Then how does he ever, it's a rhetorical question. How does he ever get better? Not by sitting on the bench with a clipboard and a baseball cap.
He's got a bad ankle. He's got a third-string left tackle. He's got Trey Hendrickson, who won the SAC award 2 years ago at 17 last year. You put him in there. Do you think he's going to get eaten up and spit out by Trey Hendrickson?
Again, you just said he has a bad ankle. That's why he's not playing Sunday. Not if you had admitted bad ankle.
If this was week 17, do you think he would be playing? If the Vikings were in a playoff position, do you think he'd be benched for Carson Wentz? He would be playing.
He'd be playing.
I think he would.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't even prove this. It's just speculation. It's a lot of people are saying it. I don't know for sure. I'm just saying I cannot just out of hand or unequivocally.
It's a hard word to say.
To say no, there's no chance of that. You think there's no chance of that. I think there's a possibility. And I'm not saying for sure. I'm just saying there's a lot of different things out there.
Zero sense because of the fact that they have this string of games that we just talked about before the break when they're playing a Cincinnati team with their backup quarterback. You're playing in Dublin against the Steelers and then the Browns. You have 3 more opportunities to get the more and more reps, which is what this kid needs.
And if you lose 2 of those 3s, how about the Hargraves and the Fries that came here to win? They were told, we're ready to win right now. That's why they're here. And all of a sudden, you watch this kid play like he did, and let's say he would have played this week and did the exact same thing, and you lose to Cincinnati, and you go, well, we're 1-2 now, Coach. How long are we going to sit with this?
That decision, Common, would have been made this offseason, they would have gone ahead and signed Aaron Rodgers then. If you're saying, and I'm not throwing all the cold water on you because you texted me about that as well. If they, in their minds, were built to win right now and they felt like Aaron Rodgers, much the way what happened with Brett Favre in 2009, gives them their best chance to win and win now than they would have and should have signed Aaron Rodgers instead of, and then sit JJ for another year. How does that advance his career? I don't know. And then you have to start over at some point next season. You're not going to get better by attending film sessions, and the game might be a little bit too fast for him right now. And I think there is legitimacy to having that discussion about the type of offense he came from at Michigan and how it's translating to the NFL right now. And that's not to suggest that at some point it's not going to all click for him, but it obviously isn't right now. But I don't think at the same time it's a tough dilemma they've kind of put themselves in. How is he going to get better sitting on the bench? I don't have. Number one, I think he is legitimately hurt, but he might be back. Maybe he'll be back quicker than no one's put him on an IR. Okay. So I mean, it's a legitimate conversation.
Here's another question.
Okay,
let's say Carson Wentz is your NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I know where you're going with this.
And then let's say he goes across the pond and he's very good again and wins a couple of games and. Do you go to 4-1 on the season? You have the bye week. You come out with a healthy J.J. McCarthy against who do we have right after the bye? Eagles. Do we play the Eagles with, or do you stay with Carson Wentz? Revenge game. Wentz, this, that, right? And he's playing very well. I'm saying he's playing very well, not just caretaking the position.
I don't know how to answer that. I really don't.
Well, if you're the coach, what do you do?
Well, I mean, it depends. If you're identifying that Carson Wentz is playing at a really high level, it's always to me hard to bench the guy with the hot hand in any sport. I probably would have difficulty putting Carson Wentz on the bench at that point. But, that's up to KOC. I don't know how to answer that right now because I can't see those 3 games and how well he's played. I don't know how that changes the narrative in terms of saying, well, we got to go back to our guy. And we'll take our lumps. And obviously against the Eagles, it's going to be an upset no matter who's their quarterback to beat them here at home. It doesn't matter where they're playing the Eagles. I mean, whether it's Carson Wentz and that, you're right. In theory, it'd be a great revenge game since he missed out on the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. I don't know how to answer it because I think they have to figure out the trajectory of J.J. McCarthy and how does he, in their own minds, get better by just sitting on the bench.
Well, whoever the quarterback is, they need to do something about that offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Hendrickson, T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett the next 3 weeks. I think that's going to go with what's this, Curtis Rouse? No. Walter Rouse.
Yeah, Rouse looks like right now is slotted to play left tackle.
Who else would it be?
Schooley's not going to be able to play at the moment.
Concussion
protocol. We'll see. I don't know. He may be ready, but yeah, I mean, they're going to have to put, and they're missing, they're missing the absence of C.J. Ham. They give you another excellent blocker in the backfield. Unless you stick Oliver on that side, Josh Oliver, to just help, just help the left tackle out. And you got to have a guy like Josh Oliver's a terrific blocker, but you got to give that guy, no matter who it is at this point, because if it's not Darrisaw, he's going to need help on that left side. But listen, every team goes through this stuff. Almost every team, at some point or another. I mean, last night they're missing their left tackle, they're missing their right tackle. I mean, it's just the NFL is a war of attrition. Every single week, there's a team. The team that's on the field is probably missing a key player or two. And this just hit the Vikings in waves right away in week 2, and then plus the suspension to Addison did not help at all from just a skilled position standpoint, where they're limited now. Aaron Jones is out. And, Aaron's not a great running back, but he's a really good receiver as well. He can grind out some yards. Jordan Mason, I wouldn't exactly say his top skill set is catching a football, but it does limit them a little bit what they can do. So, I don't know. It's just, the NFL changes so fast. I could not have ever imagined. We were out at training camp not that long ago. It would be, by the way, Jake Browning's, Carson Wentz wasn't even on the team. Probably wasn't even a thought on this team. And now all of a sudden he's a starting quarterback. Max Brosmer warming up in the bullpen.
Final piece to the puzzle. Bones Highland.
Yeah, how about that?
Final piece. All the pieces are in place.
He's a piece for the Timberwolves. I wouldn't say he's the final piece. I think it's.
I think the GM thinks very highly of him.
Well, he likes him. Yeah,
he tried to trade for him earlier. Didn't he draft him, or wanted to draft him?
I think they did. Yeah, I don't remember the
not
circumstances.
Not here in Minnesota, but
yeah,
back in the old days.
But no, I mean, I don't think he's going to get a lot of playing time. I think it's more about what Rob Dillingham's going to do for this basketball
President
team.
Tim Connolly selected Highland when he was in Denver with the 26th pick in the 2021 NBA draft. He likes Bones. Do you think they'll leave that 15 spot open until camp, or do you think they'll fill it before then?
I really don't know what they're thinking. I have not been concentrating a whole heck of a lot on the Wolves, other than understand they're going to have different lighting in the Target Center arena. They're going to
really?
Much like Madison Square Garden. A-Rod and Laurie, I think they've hired a different lighting person. You know how it is, and they go into God. And
what a great move. Glad they're thinking deeply about the
their job's not to necessarily. They got a guy like Tim Connolly.
You know why they're changing that lighting? So that when you're buying tickets for a second time, it's still the most.
I was in the coroner's office earlier, and I don't know. He had a wild schedule on his desk. They have their first preseason. They have their first preseason game Sunday. Is that right, Tenna? They haven't even started camp yet. They have a game.
Usually the first preseason game, is like a couple days after.
I know it's always that way, but it always catches me by surprise. Kaprizov's all playing golf. It's all good. But I mean, they had their first preseason game this weekend. I went, wait a minute, they even gone to camp yet? Tomorrow's media day, I believe. So, anyway,
talking about the growing pains that you mentioned.
Yes.
This text message says, more growing pains, J.J. McPonder, Common's ego, Common's prostate, Meat Sauce's head, Rosen's muscles from his Fitness King training.
Which one?
Kennedy's resume prep folder from a couple 13, 14 years of updates. It's just good. Over and over again, there's growing pains.
No, everybody has growing pains.
Everybody does.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like your Lynx team. I'm not trying to jinx anything, but the Valkyries, they destroyed the Valkyries in game one.
They're going to go through the motions. I think I can't imagine the Valkyries want to come back to Minnesota. Even just call it a season.
Who was the player for the Liberty that got hurt?
Brianna Stewart.
Brianna Stewart. She's hurt. I mean. Again, one player does not a team make.
Yeah.
But without her, I already think the Lynx would be a favorite. If that series ends up happening, Lynx Liberty,
right.
They would have been the favorite. But without Brianna Stewart, I think,
yes.
From what I understand, I've not seen her play, but I hear she's one of their better
good.
players.
She's very good.
It might end up being the Lynx against the Red Hot Aces, who have won, is it 17 or 18 in a row now, including postseason play. I think they won 16 or 17 games to close out the regular season, and then they won their first playoff game. That's the kind
of matchup you want.
I agree. That's exactly what I'd like to see.
If you're going to earn the championship and win the championship, you want to beat the best. And I think that's what I don't think.
And if you're going to get jobbed out of the championship, you want to get beat by the second best. And they would be the second best.
Yeah, I think they'll finish this series. Is that tomorrow night? The Valkyries, they're playing in San Jose somewhere, but I think this is probably, they haven't come close to beating the Lynx this year in any of the matchups. So I think they'll probably end it and best of three. And, otherwise they'd have to come back here and be a long trip for nothing for them, basically. The way that the Lynx have dominated them. So on to the next round. That's all I can say. Which is great.
What do you think of the almighty Yankees now?
You know something? I'm not going to lie. I didn't see 1 second of the game last night.
Simeon Woods Richardson was.
How about that?
He was a combination Seaver, Kuzman, and Ryan.
How about that? Well, not Kuzman.
Yeah, he was a combination of the three.
Was he? Yeah. I mean,
I watched it. I saw it.
You watched it?
Well, yes.
Wow. I'm impressed. I mean, all these years, we've been waiting for the Twins to have a game almost like this against the Yankees, especially when it counts. Now that they're, languishing in fourth place and nobody's really paying attention to them, the Yankees come to town for their only series of the season. And think of the excitement level if the Twins were battling for a playoff spot right now. This is the signal to management that you'd hope to see.
You got to really stretch your imagination.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is this is what imagine how a live Target field would have been last night with the Yankees coming to town, the Twins a game out or whatever, wild card, or what they're fighting for it, and they got,
Talk about a preview of the ALCS.
Yeah, and it's all that, and they have this spectacular game, and Brooks Lee's smacking the ball all over the place. And
Simeon Woods Richardson striking out 11 Yankees.
no walks and 2 hits, and the place is going crazy, and then, like you said, you just mentioned it, and it's such an afterthought in the context of everything else that's going on in sports. And I heard of people went to the game last night. I'm sure be there tonight. It's a beautiful night. It's a summer night here in mid-September. A rare opportunity to watch the Yankees, and the Twins took them behind the old woodshed last night. And it's too bad that they have nothing to be playing for right now.
Rosen's courtside seats will somehow get closer to avoid being in the shadows of the Target Center darkness. Think about it.
I hope that's the case.
Swordfish at the Lexus Club.
I haven't had swordfish in a long time.
You will when you get back to the Lexus Club. Tonight. You can't wait for the season to start.
I'm looking forward to it, but you
practically live at Target Center when the season ends.
It's got a ways to go. It's not like that doesn't mid of October.
You'll kind of wait. You'll wait till the turn of the calendar. You don't start going to these early seasons.
No. I'll go. I'll go a few times. Yeah, I'll go a few times. Yeah. Sit in the media section. Yeah, I want to see what they look like. I want to be able to come in here and talk knowledgeably about Rob Dillingham.
Well, you can't see him on TV?
I can see him on TV. But I like going. I live downtown, so it doesn't take much to get over there.
Downtown in Minneapolis, downtown. Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
You'll be there.
Yeah. Well,
will you be there? You'll be there Sunday for Bungles Vikings.
I got the pregame show at 9:30 to 11. Yeah, 9:30, 11 at first stadium, obviously, pregame show.
Then you stay for the game?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I go on with
Of course, I couldn't wait to get out of there. Beat the thing. You leave at 11. You're going the opposite direction. You're home in about 10 minutes, and then you're watching the game.
That's true,
home.
but
that's what I do.
I do a bit with. I do a little chat with Musk.
Well, you can do that on the phone.
Well, I could, but the sound is good, and I like to be there for it. I don't have any problem being there for the home games.
Gosh.
I'm not going to. Karen's going to Dublin. I am not going.
Whoa! What do you mean?
Well, she's got work to do.
Well, you can still go. It's not.
It's not.
All work and no play.
I know. I went to London. We went to London last year. Stayed an extra week, but we're going to pass this time. Those games I got, and plus I got a pregame show at 7 in the morning or something. Both those games. Kickoffs at 8:30. I think.
All right. Well, it's been a spirited conversation.
It has. Always enjoyable.
May he rest in peace.
Yes,
Bobby Redford. Just call me Bob.
Correct. That's a great line.
We will talk to you tomorrow at 2:00.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
10 to beat. Thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
I thought you did a bang up job as well. Congratulations on 20 years with me, by the way.
At least someone's congratulating us for it.
It's almost like a prison sentence, isn't it? We enjoyed our visit with you today. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 noon. Stick around. Big Ticket, JG. They're next, right here on The Fan.
Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. And good night, Minnesota.
And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are.
I'm a fraud.
Yes.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Mario Lopez. Back to school is an exciting time, but it can also be overwhelming, and kids may feel isolated, a vulnerability that human traffickers can exploit. Human trafficking doesn't always look like what you expect. Everyday moments can become opportunities for someone with bad intentions. Whether you're a parent, teacher, coach, or neighbor, check in. Ask questions. Stay connected. Blue Campaign is a national awareness initiative that provides resources to help recognize suspected instances of human trafficking. Learn the signs and how to report at dhs.gov/Blue Campaign.
Come on. Why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity. With Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance that keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? Business software is expensive, and when you buy software from lots of different companies, it's not only expensive, it gets confusing, slow to use, hard to integrate. Odoo solves that because all Odoo software is connected on a single affordable platform. Save money without missing out on the features you need. Odoo has no hidden costs and no limit on features or data. Odoo has over 60 apps available for any needs your business might have, all at no additional charge. Everything from websites to sales to inventory to accounting, all linked and talking to each other. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
It's finally happened. Your kid could be part of the first generation to never suffer the rough touch of toilet paper on their tender tush. All thanks to new flushable Little Dude wipes, available in bubble bum scent or fragrance-free. Because we know little butts can make a big mess, but with Little Dude wipes, you can keep your kid's keister clean without the burn and debris toilet paper can leave behind on their behinds. Experience the confident clean of Little Dude wipes, available exclusively at Walmart nationwide.